Hello YouTube family, long time no see. I didn't realize that it had been so long since my last update. I believe I was around the 27-week mark when we did our gender reveal video, and I am currently 35 weeks and 6 days. I'll be 36 weeks tomorrow on March 12th, which happens to be my son's birthday. He'll be turning 13 tomorrow, which is still hard to believe. I still remember bringing him home from the hospital. Just some updates. Everything's going well. At 32 weeks, we had our last sonogram with the high-risk doctor just to measure growth and just to check up on things, and everything still looks great. She's growing. She was 4 pounds 7 ounces at that time when we did the sonogram. We didn't get very good pictures of her this time because she had her umbilical cord in her face, so we just couldn't get any good photos of her. And then at 32 weeks and 5 days, I was taking a shower, and in our master bathroom, there's no tub, it's just a big walk-in shower. So I had a little stool to sit on while I showered, just because being so big, it just is easier to sit down and shower. And it's about 2 feet off the ground. And I had stood up to get my shaving cream, and as I was making my way back down, my bottom hit the seat, but then the seat went for me, so I landed on my bottom. Not a big deal, really. But I knew from childbirth classes that we had taken that she had said that if you fall at all, to get checked out. And so I kept telling myself, it's not a big deal. It really isn't. It wasn't like I fell on my belly. I didn't hit my belly. I just hit my bottom, and the chair, I had reached the chair by the time I fell. But then there's that other side of you that keeps egging at you, saying, well, you should get checked out. You should get checked out. So I think, and that was about 10:30 that morning. And you just go back and forth in your head a while, trying to figure out what to do, or if it's nothing. So I think it was like almost lunchtime that I finally said, well, I'll just call L&D and ask them. So I called the L&D at the hospital I'm delivering at, and just let them know what happened, that I was fine, there was no bleeding, no drainage, I didn't break my water or anything. I was having some contractions, but they weren't like really close together or very painful. But anyway, she thought I should come in and get checked out, but she also said, have you called your doctor? And I said, no. She's like, well, maybe you should call them first. They may want to see you in their office, or they may send you over. And I said, okay. So then I called my doctor, who happened to be on vacation, and it was the on-call. It was one of the other doctors in the office who I had seen the day before, and I let her know what had happened, and she said, if I have 4 or 6 contractions, didn't really say in what time frame. She just said if you're having 4 to 6 contractions, you need to come in. So I'm like, okay. That didn't really make any sense, but I'm like, well, I'll just kind of watch myself and see how things go. And as the day progressed, they started getting more regular. They still weren't painful, but they were more regular. So I'm like, well, I guess I better I didn't know what to do, so I just called L&D back again, and I said, they're about 10 minutes apart, and I said, they're not hurting, though. And she's like, well, just come in. She's like, we'll check you out. And she's like, otherwise you're not going to rest at all tonight. You'll be too worried. So as soon as my husband got back home from work, we went in, and they kept me for about 6 hours monitoring me, and I was having contractions about every 5 minutes on the monitor. And of course, when they first started, they weren't painful. They were like the Braxton Hicks contractions, and then as time progressed, maybe they got to a level 2 or 3 on the pain scale, not anything major. They ended up doing a little swab, and I guess it checks to see if you're going to go into labor within the next 2 weeks, which came back negative, which was good. And they went ahead and checked me to see if anything was happening there, and I was a 1 closed. A 1, but closed on the inside. So nothing was happening, so they went ahead and let me go home, which was good. And that's really the only thing that had happened. But, the doctor on call, he was from a different group, but he was very nice, and the nurses were great. They never made me feel stupid for calling or coming in, or, because, according to the American OB Society, the doctor said anytime you fall, you need to be examined. So anyway, I did the right thing, and I think that's really it. A heartburn kind of comes and goes. It's not an everyday thing, but it is more frequent than it's been the entire pregnancy. At 34 weeks and 3 days, maybe, we went ahead and had our maternity photos done, which won't be ready. They're not ready yet, but we also hired that same photographer to be our birth photographer. And the only reason we did that was because it's just going to be John and I. Because we live where we live, it's pretty far. I don't anticipate any of my family members coming for the birth. No one has really said anything except maybe one sister. She'd like to be here for the birth, but if making it on time would be the issue for her. So anyway, we know we're not going to have that one extra person. I don't have any friends here still, and we don't know anyone else. And I'm usually the photographer of the family when we have special events or anything going on. I take the pictures, and I'm going to be the one on the bed. So the best thing we decided to do is to just hire a birth photographer. I think John is just going to be too excited with what's going on, and nervous and excited, and he's not going to know to take pictures. He doesn't think about that kind of stuff. So anyway, we have her on call until the baby comes. And last night I noticed I was having some contractions, not the typical Braxton Hicks. At least for me, those I feel more on the top part of my uterus. You feel the tightening. It's not painful. Last night I was getting more of pain in the lower back and then the lower part of my uterus. So I don't know if that means anything. I see my doctor tomorrow, and he's going to start doing cervical checks with this visit coming up. So we'll see if that was anything or not. And I guess that's it. We've got everything ready. I've got my hospital bag packed for myself and my baby and my husband. We've got the nursery done. We've got the car seat installed. And we're pretty much just really hanging out until she gets here. We're excited to meet her. I am. I'm curious to see what she's going to look like. And that's it. I think that's it. We're great. We're doing really well. So thank you for watching. And I apologize again for the delay in updates. I don't know. It's doing a weekly vlog. I would have done, but there's a lot of them out there already to choose from, so I didn't really think doing a pregnancy vlog every week was good. Anyway, I'll keep you guys updated on when she gets here. Thank you and have a great day, and if you have any comments or questions, feel free to ask. Thank you. Bye-bye.